It is the moment that Kwak Byung-ho knew would eventually come. The 21-year-old says goodbye to his mother and grandmother just ahead of his induction into South Korea's armed forces. Kwak spoke in the presence of military personnel.
It is exciting, but I'm also a little nervous about starting.
South Korea maintains a 600,000-strong military made up mostly of conscripts like Kwak. It is a legacy of the country's unfinished war with North Korea. But there's also an apparent history of violence within the military's own ranks. Recent reports say complaints of abuse in South Korea's armed forces are on the rise. In June, a sergeant went on a deadly shooting spree, reportedly as revenge for repeated bullying. And in July, the death of a conscript named Yoon Sung-ju was blamed on beatings dealt out by his fellow soldiers. 6 men now stand trial inside this military courthouse for causing that soldier's death. A verdict is expected soon. Prosecutors say the victim never spoke up about what he was going through. Yoon's mother, An Mi-ja, wishes he had not stayed silent.
I did not know what was going on, so when the military told me that my son had died, I did not believe it. It was not until I saw the bruises on his body that I found out what had really happened.
Lim Tae-hoon, whose military human rights center exposed the alleged violence behind Yoon's death, says South Korea's military needs reform in order to stop systemic abuses.
Harsher punishments for violent soldiers need to be handed down. That will prevent more violence from happening.
South Korea's Ministry of National Defense declined an interview request, but officials have publicly said that this kind of violence within military barracks will not be tolerated. And it encouraged abused soldiers to speak out. After saying goodbye to her newly conscripted grandson, Ji Chae-soon admits that the reports of violent bullying have been on her mind.
I have worried a lot about that, but I hear the situation is improving for soldiers, so now my mind is a little more at ease.
Before marching off to begin his training, her grandson said not to worry, that if he does get bullied, he will not stay silent about it. Jason Strother for VOA News, Nonsan, South Korea.